Good morning, hungry people, or afternoon, I suppose, when you see this. Welcome back to Lunch with the Librarian. I'm Miss Jen, and today I'm doing something a little different for lunch in that I am making breakfast, which some people, when they do breakfast for lunch, they call it brunch, whatever you want to do. One of my husband's favorite things is breakfast for dinner, and we have done this exact thing that I'm going to do today for our breakfast for dinner at home. We're doing pancakes and bacon and eggs. So if you like any of the three of those things, you are in for a treat today. And the purpose, what I'm going to show you guys today is a technique where you can make many pancakes at once, and they all kind of come out uniform and beautifully even, instead of like having to stand over a skillet and flip the pancakes and make a huge mess. This is way neater. It's faster. Everybody's food is hot at the same time, which is a problem if you're doing pancakes for a crowd. And the technique is super, super easy. So I preheated the oven, or I am preheating the oven here at South Holland Public to 425 degrees. And in just a minute, I'm going to reset up my camera so that you can see the countertop in front of me, and then I can explain the technique that I'm going to use to make pancakes for a crowd. I'll be back in just a second. All right, so my oven is heated up to 425 degrees. I have a sheet pan that I've lined with foil, and I sprayed with nonstick spray just to kind of make it easier to pull them out of the pan, a little bit less likely to stick. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my pancake batter, and I'm just following the directions on the box of pancake mix that I have. Whether you have Bisquick or Hungry Jack or Jiffy Mix or whatever pancake, if you are like a superhero and you do your pancakes from scratch, like, congratulations, first of all, you're a better person than I am. I'm just following the directions, like the ratios on the box of pancake mix that I bought. So for what I'm making 2 pans of pancakes so that I can show you a specific technique. If you're only making 1 batch of pancakes, your amounts might not be the same. But just remember that when you're scooping the pancake mix, you're using, like, I need 2 cups of pancake mix for what I'm doing. So I'm using a dry 1 cup scoop, and I'm measuring my liquid in a liquid measuring cup. So I'm just scooping in to the bag of mix and like shaking it so that it's basically level. I don't want like a big like mound like this of pancake mix. That is way more than I need. So I'm just shaking it to make it level. I could also, if I wanted to, use like a knife or a spoon handle to like sweep the extra off. So there is my 2 cups of pancake mix. The pancake mix that I bought just takes the mix and water, so that's what I'm using. If I had, like, I've got milk, I'm using it for the eggs. I suppose I could use milk if I wanted to. The box says water, so I'm using water. I'm just pouring that in. I did the dry stuff and then poured the liquid on top of it so that it was a little bit less messy. And now I just stir it up and try to make sure that all the dry stuff it's incorporated and there aren't any huge lumps. I'm doing that by pressing those big lumps of pancake mix against the side of the bowl with my spoon. I'd show you that, but because I am who I am and I know myself, I would end up spilling pancake batter everywhere. Right now my mom is listening to this and she's shaking her head because she knows that it is true that I would make an absolute mess. Your pancake mix is gonna be a little bit lumpy, and that's okay. Just make sure that those big lumps get mixed out, and if there's no kind of extra like big clumps of powder. The more you mix it, the thinner your pancakes are gonna be. They'll be more like French crepes or like a Norwegian pannekuchen. I mean, if you like a thin pancake, then live your life. I like big fat fluffy pancake, so I am using, I'm not mixing it a lot. So now this is going to go, I'm just gonna pour the batter that I just made into the baking sheet that I prepared. Let me grab a spatula to get it all out of the box. I'll be right back and I will show you what this all looks like when it's done. All right, so my sheet pans are full of pancake mix, and if you want to be fancy, before you pour your pancake mix into your sheet pan, if you want to add vanilla extract or a different flavor of extract, or like spices like cinnamon or like apple pie spice or something, that would be, you'd add it to the batter before you poured it into the pan. I didn't do that because I'm making essentially only 3 different kinds of pancakes. So one, I'm just keeping plain because not everybody likes a zhuzhy pancake. The other side, I'm making 2 different kind of flavors of pancake. And the way I'm doing that without them getting kind of mixed up together is by using some tin foil, and I'm crunching it up to make it long and skinny, the width of my pan, and I'm just setting that down in there. So I'm going to make a banana pancake, and I'm making chocolate chip as well. But really, you could put in whatever you like in a pancake. You could put in fresh or frozen blueberries if you have them and you like that, or strawberries or raspberries or whatever kind of berries you like to eat. You could put in bacon. You could put in like pieces of bacon or crumbled up bacon. We're doing our bacon separate today, but if you have, like if you are a house that has leftover bacon, we almost never do at my house, not surprisingly. You can put in bacon. You could put in, you could do bananas, and you could do like shredded coconut if you wanted to get like super fancy. You could put in like different colored sprinkles and make them like birthday pancakes. That could be kind of fun. But you could add in sort of whatever you wanted. You could try to recreate your favorite, like going out for breakfast pancakes. You just plop them in the filling or in the pancake batter like I'm doing. I have kind of a lot of banana. But bananas are fruit, and fruit is healthy, and that makes or banana pancakes healthy, right? This is nutritionally sound, ladies and gentlemen. And then the other side, I'm going to do chocolate chip, which is part of one of my favorite pancakes. If I have my way, and I can make pancakes the way I like them, I'll do crushed up, like chopped bacon and chocolate chips. Then you're really cooking with grease. The chocolate chips that I'm using are mini, and I chose those so that I could get a more even distribution of chips in my pancakes. I'm just kind of sprinkling them in, making sure there's an even distribution. I'll show you what this looks like in a minute. As many or as few as you like, or as the people that you're cooking for like. So here is, sorry about that, my pan of half banana, half chocolate chip, and here's my pan of regular. So now my pancakes are ready to go into the oven, but I'm not putting them in yet. I'm going to move them off to the side and get my bacon ready, because everybody is going into the pool at the same time. The reason that I like doing bacon in the oven is because you can make a whole lot more of it at once. It tends to be a lot more evenly cooked. You've got, and again, like if you're doing breakfast or brunch for a crowd and you want everybody to be able to eat hot food at the same time, this is a good technique to have in your back pocket. Again, the pancakes and the bacon are going in at exactly the same temperature for almost exactly the same amount of time. And all of this technique involves is grabbing your bacon. This is turkey bacon. I'm also making pig bacon, depending on if you are about that life. And I'm just setting it out, like laying it flat in the pan. That's it. That's all you got to do. Depending on the size of your pan will determine how much bacon you can make. You can kind of get the pieces like, they're going to shrink up, so you can really kind of pack your pan tight. And then I'm trying to make this entire package of turkey bacon, but it does not look like it's going to fit. And that is a huge bummer. All right. So there is my pan of turkey bacon. And in just a second, I'm going to have my pan of regular bacon. Again, there's nothing fancy about it. The thing that's going to determine how long you cook your bacon for is, I can't get my bacon open, is how thick it is. This is thick cut bacon. It's just what I like. I like bacon that's kind of like jerky. That's real kind of thick and chewy. And that's just my preference. If that's not what you have at home, or if you like thin bacon, that's cool too. You kind of got to keep your eye on the bacon to make sure that it does not over or undercook, because people have very, very particular ideas about how they like their bacon. And this, kind of the great thing about this technique is that it's all pretty much cooked uniformly, unless you have an oven from the Kennedy administration like I do. which is all over the place in terms of how evenly it cooks. So I've got my bacon on my pan. It's all smushed up in there. I'm using a foil pan because I can just throw it away. Bacon makes a huge mess, as I'm sure you know. So now I'm going to bring my pan's bacon over to the oven. Grab the oven mitts because I think my oven racks are all jacked up. They are. I'm putting the racks in the two centermost positioning them apart like that. And then I am popping the pancakes onto one rack. And I'm putting the bacon in. Right. Come on, get in there. You're probably not making this much food. I'm feeding the library today. So yours, you can just put the pancakes on one side, on one rack, put the bacon in the other. And then you're gonna set your timer for 15 minutes. And I will see you back in 15 minutes to show you what our brunch looks like, and we'll make some eggs. All right, so the pancakes are out of the oven. They look like pancakes. They're a little puffy on the top, a little bit cracked, and that's totally fine. They kind of look like pancakes are supposed to. When you are cooking a lot of things at once, like I'm making twice the normal recipe, it takes longer, sorry about the turbulence, it takes longer for things to cook at the same temperature. So these went in, instead of for 15 minutes, 2 big old pans like this. I cooked for 18 and a half minutes. The bacon is still in the oven. In order to get super crispy the way I like it, I'm giving it more time, and that is totally okay. If you like your bacon like not super crisp, then maybe it would be ready for you. Like, just kind of keep your eye on the bacon. It can be done in anywhere at 425 between, say, 13 and 18 minutes, depending on how crispy you like your bacon. I'm letting ours crisp up a little bit more. In the meantime, I will show you how to make eggs in the microwave. Somehow, where my husband is having a stroke because the idea of eggs in the microwave kind of probably makes him die inside a little bit, but that's okay. He ain't eating these. So in a microwave safe dish, I am putting in, I've got milk, just regular milk. Y'all know how I feel about whole milk versus reduced fat. You're only using 1 tablespoon of milk per egg, so why not go for the good stuff, right? I am making 2 eggs, so I am putting 2 tablespoons of milk in my microwave safe dish, which I have sprayed with nonstick spray. Alrighty. I'm also using liquid eggs instead of regular, like, in the shell eggs. If what you have is in the shell eggs, that's great. Or if you've got chickens in your backyard, that's even greater. I'm using liquid eggs. A 1/4 cup of liquid egg is equivalent to 1 egg. So I'm using a 1/2 cup of liquid egg and 2 tablespoons of milk. And I am going to stir those together with some salt and pepper. Just regular old salt and pepper. If you are fancy and you want to zhuzh up your eggs with other seasonings, I'm not talking about add-ins. I'm not talking about like cheese or bits of like ham or vegetables or anything like that. I'm just talking about like seasonings. Now would be the time to add them. So I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to put my microwave safe bowl in the microwave for 30 seconds. While that is happening, I'm going to check on the bacon. Just going to give it a little peek and see how my loves are doing. Turkey bacon is done, so I'm taking that out. The regular pig bacon is still cranking. The pig bacon was also thick cut, so it's going to take longer anyway. That was the 30 seconds on the eggs. I'm going to give them a stir and pop them in for another 10 seconds. No, it is not done yet. After this 10 seconds is where I'm going to put in cheese. They're still liquidy, and that's okay, because once I add in my cheese, and like use whatever cheese you like, whatever you happen to have on hand. I'm not measuring this, I'm just dumping some in with my hand. Whatever you like in scrambled eggs or in an omelet works. I am stirring that together, and then I'm going to cook it at 10-second intervals, stirring each time until it's done. So I will be back to show you what that looks like once they are finished. All right, we're in the home stretch, ladies and gents. The eggs are done. Let me actually get a oven mitt, because I don't know why. Hang on, let me look at y'all. So I don't know why it didn't occur to me. Because I made 2 eggs, I needed to increase the amount of cooking time. So had I made 1 egg, it would have been 30 seconds and then 10-second intervals until I was done. But because I made 2, I needed to have made it basically twice as long. So do the 30 seconds at the beginning, or do a minute at the beginning, add in your stuff, and then check it every 15 seconds until your eggs are done. And this is what scrambled eggs look like. Everybody knows what scrambled eggs look like. And you can cook them as long as you want. Like, if you like a less wet scrambled egg, if you like yours a little bit drier and a little bit, some people think tougher, cook them until they look as done as you like them. If you like them a little bit runnier or a little bit creamier, you can always add more milk. If you accidentally dry them out and you want to kind of bring them back to life a little bit, you can add more milk, and that will save your eggs. So now everybody is out of the oven. You can see all of the trays. I had a plate, and I don't know where that went now. because I am not so, oh, the bacon is underneath it. So, because I didn't really have a hot head. Pro tip, when you're cutting pancakes like this, you can use a knife. Pizza cutters, if you've got one, work really, really well. So let me grab another plate. You are probably only making one tray of pancakes and one tray of bacon because you're not a crazy person who is feeding the entire South Holland Public Library. So I cut my pancakes with a pizza cutter. I should have done chocolate chip last because the chocolate melted and got everywhere. I can also just use a spatula to cut in, just like this, and like cut through. That works too. And then I use my spatula to lift the pancake. The first one is always the messiest. You know what I mean, ladies and gents? The first pancake always kind of comes out rough looking. But there is my pancake, my rough looking pancake, because it was the first one to come out. And it looks just like as fluffy as a regular pancake would. I already grabbed some bacon because I have an appalling lack of self-control when it comes to bacon. And there I have made pancakes and bacon and eggs for brunch at the library. I'll post the recipes such as they are in the comments section. I would love to hear how this turned out for you and what you added to your pancakes and what you added to your eggs. Thanks for watching this week, and next week, if you've got any requests for future recipes, leave those in the comments too. I will see you later. Have a great day, South Holland.